Hey folks, I'm back. Today we are going to talk about a now I would say even well-researched topic of where do you work from? As we come to the tail end of this pandemic in various geographies of the world, and we start rediscussing around how to work and what is the right thing to do and things like that. uh, this is a very hot topic which people are discussing, and I wanted to give some of my thoughts which I have experienced first thing. So number one thing to remember is this is an extremely hard topic, right? Right things are almost every time very hard to discuss. There is no one trick pony. There is no one tool, right? We cannot just slap on, HoloLens or some of the Oculuses and be in the metaverse and call it a day for this particular topic. There is no such single tool because we all, and when I say right thing, we all are trying to do the right thing for the product, for the team, for the company, for the employees, for our customers. We all are trying to do the right things. And this right thing, there is no single lens to look at it. It's a combination. That's why I believe that this to get the right balance, it has to be a team decision of what is right to do for that team, not looking at what some of the bigger companies are doing, but what is right for your team in that situation at that time of growth, at that time of maturity of your customers. There is no one or two or three templates about it. There are, I would say, multiple variables to consider when you come up with your way of working, right? And oh, by the way, it's not only where you work, but it also how you work, right? Before even the pandemic came, a lot of people's teams were geographically dispersed, right? With globalization, that was the norm. There was also an incoming trend of flexible working. 8 to 5 was not old news. Is not old news because of the pandemic. It was old news way before that. So flexible working hours is also something which needs to be discussed along with where you work from. So here are some variables. This is not a complete list. I am also learning, but here are some variables or some considerations you should be thinking about when you, as a team, as a company, as an individual, as a leader or a manager, design your future of work. Number one is, what kind of stage is your team in? Are you in a stage where you need to grow rapidly and scale and hire quickly? Or are you in a stage where you need to think about profits, you need to get some discipline and focus, and your growth of your team in terms of team members is not that high? Obviously, the faster you are bringing in new team members, the harder it is to stay remote, because those team members need some sense of community, some learning, some tribal knowledge to grow. The second variable is, what is your hiring strategy? Are you hiring in one location, two locations, three locations, anywhere, right? Are you hiring interns or relatively new of college fresh outs, or only experienced, or somewhere are you somewhere in the middle? Those things really matter, because the more experienced the people are, the better they are in digging deep, figuring things out by themselves, figuring out what the culture is by, reading the emails, reading your social channel communication, be it Teams, be it Slack, whatever it is. So it really depends on what kind of hires you have. The third kind of variable is what is the critical mass of your core team, right? And what are the relationships between them? Is your core team pretty much hired and you have leaders in your key areas, and they already have enjoy a good relationships where they have each other's back to do the right thing and to guide anybody who is fumbling around but he may not be getting attention due to the remote nature of current work? Or are you still getting that trust going and your critical mass of the team is still not there? Depending on where you are, you may want to meet more and stay in office more, or stay remote or completely remote. Last two things are more around process, right? How robust is your roll-on process? Are you getting feedback saying, hey, this knowledge transfer which we did in roll-on was amazing, I have never had that? Or are you still getting feedback that, hey, I wish this was in my roll-on process, or was communicated to me, and things like that? What are your tactics of communication? Do you broadcast your communication, or do we still send emails, or is that locked into some project plan? And things like that also matters on how quickly you can move towards the future of work models which are coming out from a lot of companies. So again, lots and lots of variables. This is not easy, but then doing the right thing for all these multiple stakeholders to your product, to your stage of company, is never going to be simple or easy to do. So best of luck to figure out your future of work model, and I hope you can think about it from all angles and not only via one angle. Thank you.